Hey guys, hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. So this is the second video of weekend discussion series, which I have just started to talk about random stuffs apart from the chemistry as a subject, right? So, and if you have watched the previous one, you might know that this series is in Hindi plus English both, like mixture of both of them. So in the last video, we have discussed about JRF fellowship and is that fellowship going to help you financially in your PhD or not. So in case if you have missed that video, the link for that is there in the I button. You can watch that video as well, right? So this particular video is based upon the comments which you have given on that video regarding the next topic. So based upon the most number of comment, I have decided to make it on the topic like institute fellowship. Is it better than JRF or not? Okay. So that's the topic of the discussion today, and I'm just going to talk about the things which I know, the things which I have gathered from my friends and colleagues based upon their reviews, based upon what they have told me. So this video is going to be all about that. So one more thing, that this video I'll be making from very basic. Okay, I'll be just telling you each and every small things, because I have found in the previous video कि many people don't know. बहुत ऐसे बच्चे हैं जिन्हें नहीं पता है कि छोटी छोटी चीज़ें कि क्या है. लाइक इन द प्रीवियस वीडियो व्हेन आई डिस्कस्ड अबाउट जेआरएफ, बहुत से बच्चों को नहीं पता था उसके बारे में बहुत सी चीज़ें. सो दैट्स आई वुड लाइक टू मेक एज मच इन्फॉर्मेटिव एज पॉसिबल, राइट. सो सबसे पहली चीज़ कि व्हाट इज़ दिस इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप. ओके, इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप क्या है. सो इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप इज़ द फेलोशिप जो एक इंस्टीट्यूट प्रोवाइड करता है, ठीक है. अब नाउ आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ओवर हेयर. यहाँ मैं यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को एक्सक्लूड कर रहा हूँ. आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट इंस्टीट्यूट्स. इंस्टीट्यूट्स में कौन कौन से इंस्टीट्यूट्स आते हैं, लाइक योर IITs, NITs, आइजर्स, नाइजर, ओके, नाइपर, JNCASR, DIAT एंड ऑल द DST फंडेड इंस्टीट्यूट. सो ये सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स आते हैं अंडर जो तुम्हें इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप देते हैं. नाउ IITs, NITs एंड आइजर्स, आई थिंक यहाँ तक सबको पता होता है व्हाट इज नाइजर. So NIZR is also like National Institute of Scientific Education and Research. So that is also there. It's like you can say just like IIT and NIT are there, in the same way IZR and NIZRs are there, right? इसके बाद नाइपर है. नाइपर is an institute which is totally dedicated for pharmaceutical research. So it's National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and so on, right? Education and research. So NIPER. Then JNCASR is an institute in Bangalore, and it's Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Science and Research. So this also provides you institute fellowship. Apart from that, like as I told you, all the DST funded institutes are there. So there are many institutes in India apart from your IITs and IITs जो इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप प्रोवाइड करते हैं, जिसके बारे में बहुत से बच्चों को नहीं पता है. ओके, सो इन सम अदर वीडियो आई विल मेक अ लिस्ट ऑफ दैट. आई विल ट्राई टू गैदर द इन्फॉर्मेशन. आई विल ट्राई टू प्रोवाइड यू द एग्जैक्ट लिस्ट of all the institutes, but you can just google that out. Okay, सिर्फ google कर लेना, you will get the list of all the institutes जो तुम्हें institute fellowship provide करते हैं. So now the point is कि who can avail this fellowship, किसको मिलेगी ये institute fellowship, ठीक है. तो जो basic criteria है, the basic criteria is GATE exam. Okay, the GATE exam is the basic criteria. So if you have qualified GATE exam, they can either go like ask you to appear in an interview, या तो वो सिर्फ interview लेंगे, either दे विल आस्क फॉर एंट्रेंस प्लस इंटरव्यू. तो बहुत से इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं जो एंट्रेंस प्लस इंटरव्यू लेते हैं अपार्ट फ्रॉम आप गेट क्वालिफाइड हो उसके बाद भी. तो पहला जो बेसिक क्राइटेरिया है वो तो गेट क्वालिफाई करना. गेट एग्जाम इज वेरी नियर, सो दिस वीडियो माइट जस्ट गिव यू सम मोटिवेशन टू स्टडी मोर फॉर गेट. ओके, सो गेट के फायदे हैं ये, ठीक है. सो गेट इज लाइक इफ यू हैव क्वालिफाइड गेट एग्जाम, यू हैव टू like you have to either give just interview or interview plus entrance. There are some institutes जो interview plus entrance लेते हैं और कुछ हैं जो सिर्फ interview लेते हैं. That you have to check out on the institute's website. ठीक है, वो हर साल कई institute change भी करते रहते हैं. So that is dependent upon every year, like it changes every year on the depending institute, right? Also ये institute fellowship उन्हें भी मिलेगी who are Inspire fellow. Inspire एक fellowship होती है. I have not made a video on that, but probably I'll make a dedicated video on that what is Inspire fellowship. But हाँ, एक तरह की fellowship है जो लाइक कॉलेज रैंक होल्डर को, लाइक जो MSc में फर्स्ट रैंकर होता है उसे मिलती है, या फिर एक 12th क्लास के बाद एक कंटिन्यूस 5 years के लिए इंस्पायर फेलोशिप मिलती है बेस्ड अपॉन द रैंक होल्डर्स इन देयर 12th क्लास. ओके, सो ये वहाँ से मिलना शुरू होती है. सो एक इंस्पायर फेलोशिप नाम है. सो दिस दोज पीपल हु आर अवेलिंग इंस्पायर फेलोशिप राइट नाउ, वो भी इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप ले सकते हैं अगर वो लाइक ज्वाइन करते हैं इन इंस्टीट्यूट्स को. इसके बाद इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप उन्हें भी मिल सकती है जो रिसर्च स्कॉलर, रिसर्च एसोसिएट जो होते हैं इन दीज इंस्टीट्यूट्स. इफ अ पर्सन इज अ रिसर्च एसोसिएट एंड इफ he or she is converted into a PhD scholar by the by the guide. So that also happens sometimes, that if a person has joined as a research associate and his work is so much good, वो इतना अच्छा काम कर रहा है कि जो रिसर्च जो सुपरवाइजर है वो उसे एज अ रिसर्च स्कॉलर कन्वर्ट करवा सकता है. सो रिसर्च एसोसिएट can be converted into research scholar, but that is only dependent upon that supervisor. वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ सुपरवाइजर पे डिपेंड करता है कि whether he is willing to do that or not. ठीक है. एंड ऑल्सो JRF क्वालिफाइड. सो जो JRF क्वालिफाइड हैं वो भी इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप को अवेल कर सकते हैं, बट इंस्टीट्यूट इसे रिकमेंड नहीं करता और इंस्टीट्यूट जल्दी ये चीज़ मानता नहीं है कि इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप कोई ले रहा हो. ये स्पेशल केसेस होते हैं. I'll discuss about that in the later part of the video. ठीक है. If a JRF scholar is there, then also he can get institute fellowship. Okay, so but that we will discuss a later part. बट JRF फेलोशिप वाले भी इन इंस्टीट्यूट में एज अ PhD स्कॉलर जा सकते हैं, इन इंस्टीट्यूट में PhD के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. राइट, फाइन. द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज व्हाट्स द अमाउंट. कितना अमाउंट है, व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ द फेलोशिप. राइट, so the fellowship is 31,000 for the first 2 years and 35,000 for the next 3 years. It's equivalent, it's totally equivalent to जो JRF fellowship है, which we have discussed in the previous video. So JRF fellowship का जो amount है और institute fellowship का जो amount है, both are entirely same in the fellowship amount. Okay, fellowship amount is same and the tenure is also same. दोनों का जो tenure है fellowship का वो भी same है. Now the next thing is contingency. Okay, contingency, I told you in the previous video what contingency is. So contingency amount is dependent upon the institute. हर institute का अलग अलग contingency amount है. Ideally the contingency amount is 15,000 per semester and 30,000 per year. This is way more, much more than the JRF contingency. Okay, but ये contingency amount होती है जो institute to institute differ भी करती है. कई institute में ये contingency amount कम है, right? कई में this is around 7 to 8,000, कई institute में 10,000. So it depends upon the institute. So this, because the fellowship is itself institute fellowship, right? So all the authority is in the hand of institute. उसके हाथ में contingency decide करना कि वो कितना contingency देगा, right? Because यहाँ पर this institute fellowship is not governed by central government as your CSIR fellowship is governed. CSIR fellowship is governed by CSIR and UGC fellowship is UGC JRF फेलोशिप इज गवर्न बाय UGC. तो उनकी एक सेंट्रल बॉडी है जो उसको गवर्न कर रही है, जिसका अमाउंट और बाकी सब कुछ जिसने फिक्स्ड कर रखा है. इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप टोटली इंस्टीट्यूट पे डिपेंड करता है. इंस्टीट्यूट के पास पूरा राइट है उसको चेंज करने का, उसमें मॉडिफिकेशन करने का. ऑलराइट, सो दैट्स अबाउट योर कंटिजेंसी अमाउंट. द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज HRA. ओके, हाउ मच HRA डज अ पर्सन गेट्स. सो इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स अपॉन इंस्टीट्यूट. बहुत से इंस्टीट्यूट्स में HRA नहीं देते हैं. ठीक है, इधर इवन इफ यू लिव आउटसाइड तब भी वो लाइक इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप नहीं देते हैं. राइट, और कई सारे हैं जहाँ पर देते हैं 5 to 7,000. सो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन इंस्टीट्यूट देन अगेन, बिकॉज इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप. सो वो इंस्टीट्यूट पे टोटली डिपेंड करता है कि वो लाइक वेदर दे आर विलिंग टू गिव यू इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप, सॉरी दे आर विलिंग टू गिव यू HRA और नॉट. ठीक है, तो HRA एंड कंटीजेंसी आर लाइक दे आर स्टार मार्क्ड. वो डिपेंड करेगा इंस्टीट्यूट पर कि वो आपको देना चाहते हैं या कितना देना चाहते हैं. दे आर गोइंग टू डिसाइड. तो दैट यू कैन जस्ट गेट टू नो वाइल टेकिंग एडमिशन. तो जब आप एडमिशन ले रहे हो एट दैट टाइम ऑल दीज थिंग्स विल बी मेंशन इन द नोटिफिकेशन. ओके, सो यू कैन रीड आउट दैट नोटिफिकेशन एंड यू विल गेट टू नो कि एक्चुअली क्या अमाउंट है और कितना मिलने वाला है. राइट, द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज कि व्हेन दिस फेलोशिप इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट, व्हेन दिस फेलोशिप कैन बी लाइक अवेल्ड, और कब से ये स्टार्ट होती है. So this starts from the day on which you take the admission, या जिस भी month में आप admission ले रहे हो, it will start from that month. Now all these institutes which I told you in the starting itself, जो institute fellowship देती हैं, the list of them or the some of the names which I have given you, all those institutes probably, like most of them, take admission in 2 sessions. One is your spring session, that is in the month of your June and July, and one is winter session, that is in, or autumn session, that is in the month of your दिसंबर एंड जैन. सो इस तरीके से साल में 2 बार यहाँ पर एडमिशन प्रोसेस होता है. सो जिस भी टाइम पर आप एडमिशन ले रहे हो, जिस भी मंथ में आप एडमिशन ले रहे हो, इट टोटली डिपेंड्स अपॉन दैट, लाइक इट इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दैट मंथ. ओके, सो फेलोशिप इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर मंथ. ऑलराइट, नाउ इसमें भी एक चीज़ है कि जो फर्स्ट 3 मंथ्स होते हैं, लाइक लेट्स से यू हैव टेकन एडमिशन इन द मंथ ऑफ जैन, So Jan, Feb और March की जो fellowship होगी, that you will get like as a whole in the month of March. So first month यानी Jan और Feb में fellowship नहीं मिलती है because all the paperwork and all things goes on during those interval. March में आपको 3 month की fellowship एक साथ मिलेगी, but after March the fellowship will be continuous. Okay, March के बाद April में April की मिलेगी, like May में May की मिलेगी. So you will get fellowship continuously after that. Okay, so this is something which I wanted to make clear. Okay, now let's talk about the benefits of it. Okay, so institute fellowship के क्या क्या benefit है. नंबर वन, ये रेगुलर है, ठीक है, बिल्कुल रेगुलर फेलोशिप है. इट्स नॉट लाइक JRF फेलोशिप लाइक वेयर इट वाज नॉट रेगुलर. आई टोल्ड इन द प्रीवियस वीडियो, राइट, that the JRF fellowship is not that regular, but institute fellowship is very regular. You will get every month, the amount will be credited in your account. All right, so that's one thing. The second thing is that there is no need to submit your yearly report or something. Okay, in CSIR fellowship and UGC fellowship there is something called as your continuation certificate or continuation form, which you have to fill and get it signed by your supervisor, and you have to submit it to avail the fellowship of the next month. Also in CSIR there is a quarterly and yearly annual reports and quarterly reports which you have to submit. Like you have to tell that what work you have done till 1 year or 3 months of your PhD, and that report decides that whether you will get the fellowship or not. So these paperworks are not required in the institute fellowship in most of the institutes. Now this also depends upon institute to institute. कुछ institutes हैं जो इस चीज को like they want you to present your work, 3 months work or 1 year work, but most of the institute don't ask for that. Okay, so yeah, it goes like that. The next thing is there is a easy upgradation from JRF to SRF. Now when you talk about your UGC JRF fellowship or CSIR JRF fellowship, so I told you there is a upgradation from JRF to SRF after 2 years, right? So during that upgradation you have to show what work you have done. You have to present your work, okay, in front of external some external professor, and that external professor is going to judge your work, and he is going to recommend that yes, you are capable of pursuing research further or not, you should be promoted or not. So that external is going to decide that, right? But that does not happens in your institute fellowship. So once you are getting institute fellowship, you don't have to present your work in the front of some external. Okay, the upgradation is easy over here. In some institutes it's required to at least have one publication within 2 years of your PhD in order to get upgradation to SRF. But then again, this is not for all the institutes. Okay, some IITs want this, some IITs do not need, like they don't have this criteria. So this is also institute specific. So like yeah, the upgradation is easier over here, right? The next thing is the benefit of it, which I have already told, that it's equivalent to JRF, right? The amount which you are getting is equivalent to JRF. Without qualifying the CSIR JRF exam, you are getting that much amount, right? The next thing is it is provided even in the case of extension. Now extension is, let's say you are doing PhD and you are doing some extensive work for 5 years, you are not able to, somehow you are not able to finish your PhD within the 5-year tenure of the time. Okay, so you take extension of 6 months or 1 year. So in that case some IITs provide this institute fellowship, although the amount get reduced depending upon institute as such, and that they are going to provide you for the extension period. UGC and CSIR, they don't provide for the extension period. Okay, they have those 5 years, and if you are able to finish your PhD within that 5 years, then good to go. If you are extending, then CSIR or UGC is not going to provide you any money for that. Okay, that is all on your pocket. So yeah, this is one of the difference and one of the benefit for institute fellowship. Now but this point which I told you, it depends upon institute to institute. Okay, some institute do not provide this, and some even institute provide very less amount, some provide equivalent amount. So it depends upon the institute that what they are going to give in the extension period. Although I just hope that nobody has to take extension during his PhD, but yeah, this is what it is. What are the drawbacks of it? Okay, so we have talked about a lot of benefits. Now up till now it seems like this is a very good fellowship. Yeah, it is a good like alternative for JRF. So but there are some points, there are some minor points which you actually need to know, right? That what are the drawbacks of this? So first thing is that rules are not standard in this case. You might have seen this up till now in the video. I have kept on saying that it depends upon institute, it is institute specific. So that clearly means that it does not have some standard rules that this fellowship is having this much amount, this much HRA, this much contingency. So that's not fixed. It is changed, or it can be changed based upon the institute and based upon who's the director right now. For example, my friends told that before COVID, they were getting quite a larger amount of contingency, like 30,000. But after COVID, or during this COVID situation, the contingency amount has been decreased, and the director has taken that decision. So that's what my point is, that it is not fixed. It keeps on getting fluctuating. CSIR does not do that. If it is fixed that contingency you are going to get like 20,000, so you are going to get 20,000. It doesn't matter what the situation is, unless and until CSIR does that. And if CSIR does that, like, everybody in the country is going to get affected. But if the institute changes something, only the research scholars of that institute are going to get affected. You are getting the point, right? That this is not standard. This institute fellowship amount and everything is not that standard. The next thing is, this is very important point, okay, that the contingency amount in the case of your institute fellowship comes in the bank account or in the account of the supervisor. Okay, so it does not directly comes under the account of the students. Now this is also this also depends upon institute. In some institute it comes directly in the account of students, but in some institutes it comes in the under the account of the supervisor. You have to ask the supervisor that I have purchased this item, can I get this much money? So then only you will get that. In that case, people get reluctant. Okay, students get reluctant if they are purchasing, let's say, a bundle of paper which cost around 200 rupees. So they won't ask the supervisor, ki sir, I have purchased this for 200 rupees, give me 200 rupees, right? But in the case of JRF, what is the benefit? That if you have purchased a paper bundle of 200 rupees, you can get the invoice of that, and you can attach it, and you can just claim the contingency, right? Yearly claiming is generally done, like people just gather all the invoice and they just claim in a year. So that is a benefit in JRF, which due to reluctance of the students, they don't do that in institute fellowship. And yeah, because the supervisor has all the amount, so he has all the authority whether he will give or not, right? Or he will say yes or not, or he will find whatever you have purchased, whether he will find that useful or not. For example, many people purchase hard disk, okay, hard disk and SSDs and HDDs for their PhD work, because they are doing computational work and all. So probably the supervisor does not allow that. Okay, so that's the something which I have just given you example, okay, that what the drawback is actually. The next thing is that institute prefers a JRF over institute fellowship. Now in the recent days, this is very important point, okay, especially for those who are willing to take this institute fellowship. Okay, you should know this, that over the period of time, institutes have decreased the number of student intake which they are going to take based upon institute fellowship. They have decreased that, and that's because they don't want to fund from their own fundings. Okay, they want the student to have their own fellowship as such. So let's say there are two students who went for a single seat in an institute. One student does not have any fellowship, he is just GATE qualified. The other student is GATE plus JRF qualified, so they are obviously going to take GATE plus JRF student, because that GATE plus JRF student will be taking fellowship from the CSIR JRF. He won't be asking money from the institute, right? So they don't want to fund from their own side, and slowly, like in the recent few years, there are many institutes who have stopped taking students based upon institute fellowship. Recently, IIT BHU has in its notice for the admission, it was mentioned that no institute fellowship will be provided, or the students will be only taken those who will be having their own fellowships, like either JRF fellowship or Inspire fellowship, DST Inspire fellowship. So if a student already has some fellowship, then only they are going to take him or her in the institute, not based upon the institute fellowship. All right, so this is something which you should know. So in the over the period of time, I just think that because of the going situation, probably the number of institute fellowships or the number of intakes based upon the institute fellowship is going to get decreased, और कम होते जाएंगे बच्चे, या और कम होती जाएंगी सीट्स जहाँ पर इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप के बेसिस पे एक यूनिवर्सिटी, नॉट यूनिवर्सिटी, एक इंस्टीट्यूट किसी को एडमिट करता है, राइट? सो वो कम होगा in the upcoming time. All right, so as I told you in the beginning, I will tell you that ki JRF student, how he is going to avail that institute fellowship. So that is a special case. Okay, that's a case, let's say a person X, or he is he has joined the institute as a gate qualified student. वो सिर्फ gate qualified था जब उसने join किया, and he is getting the institute fellowship, right? During the first year of his PhD, he qualified CSIR JRF or UGC JRF. Now he has choice whether he want to go for CSIR JRF and stop his institute fellowship, or leave the CSIR JRF and just have the institute fellowship. In that case, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि that person will not be considered as a JRF. उसको JRF consider किया जाएगा. He will get that JRF certificate also from CSIR or UGC. But उसकी fellowship कहाँ से आएगी, whether from the institute or from JRF, that is from CSIR or UGC, that person has to decide. उसे decide करना है कि मुझे fellowship institute से चाहिए या फिर CSIR या UGC से. इंस्टीट्यूट हमेशा ये कोशिश करता है कि वो स्टूडेंट इंस्टीट्यूट फेलोशिप ना ले, वो फेलोशिप ले CSIR या फिर UGC से, ठीक है. सो ये एक पॉइंट है विच यू शुड नो. Alright, so we have come up to the end of this video, till the end part of this video. So at the end I will just give the opinion that which is better, okay, which one is better, JRF fellowship, CSIR or UGC JRF, or this institute fellowship. So no doubt institute fellowship is better. It is regular, it has less paperwork to do, it is easy, the process is easier over here, and comparatively you don't have to qualify CSIR net exam, which is I think quite more difficult to get as compared to the GATE exam, because in GATE if you have rank around 1000 or 1200 you can get a decent like institute, right, to do your PhD. But CSIR JRF hona is little difficult than that. So that's just my opinion. So yeah, that makes institute fellowship much better as compared to your JRF or UGC fellowship. And the main point is that CSIR JRF or UGC JRF is not regular, institute fellowships are regular. So that's the main point. And but if you ask me career wise, if you ask me academic wise, so I will always suggest that CSIR JRF is much better, because when you qualify or when you do your PhD, when you complete your PhD, let's say you have not qualified CSIR JRF, after that whenever you are going to show your CV, it is going to be mentioned that you are not qualified JRF or you have not qualified the CSIR JRF exam. It will not be given that much priority. If you have qualified CSIR JRF, then obviously it will be given a priority that yes, you have qualified a national level exam, which is quite competitive, and it is taken as one of the epitome exam in the field of science, right? So yeah, that's what it is. So career wise, academic wise, it is recommended to qualify CSIR JRF. So monetary wise, the institute fellowship is much better. So this was all about this video. I just thought to like bind all the things. There are a lot of things which are not explained in this, like how to get like which rank is there for what IIT, or which IIT is better, which NIT is better. Those things I know I have not covered it, and I cannot cover this all in a single video because it is going to take a lot of time. Probably I'll take that in some other video, okay. So but yeah, this was all about from my side in this particular video. If you have any doubt, or if you want to ask anything, you can ask in the comments below. Also, if you have some suggestion for the next video for the next week, you can drop that in the comments below, right? So before ending this video, I would like to thank all my friends and colleagues who have helped me in gathering all these informations. So Mr. Suresh Pandey, Mr. Salman Khan, Mr. Sachidanand Pandey, and Miss Siddhi Jaiswal, thank you so much for helping me out to getting me all the informations regarding it, right? So that's all from my side, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a great day. Bye bye.